For some of you, this is the last math class you will ever have to take. Who says, yep, that's me, last math class. So this is now the last lesson of the last math class that you will ever have to take in your whole life. Yeah. Okay. This is something called binomial theorem. It's highlighted. I would expect it to be on the final if I were you. It's been on the final for the last 6 semesters probably. Okay. Basically what the binomial theorem does is it allows you, please be quiet, it allows you to multiply things out that take a long time to multiply out, and you can do it much quicker, okay? So a plus b to the 0. Someone tell me what a plus b to the 0 is. That's a 1, okay? A plus b to the first is a plus b. A plus b to the second is a to the second plus 2ab plus b to the second. A plus b to the third is a to the third. Give me 2 seconds. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, a to the third plus 3, a to the second b, plus 3, ab to the second, plus b to the third. I would never expect you to know that, but you're going to be able to do it very quickly by the end of this lesson. A plus b to the fourth is a to the fourth, plus 4, a to the third b, plus 6, a to the second, b to the second, plus 4, a, b to the third, plus b to the fourth. Okay, so I want you to look at those, and I want you to recognize patterns. A lot of this lesson has to do with patterns, and it's super important that you know the patterns, okay? Someone tell me something that you notice. Go ahead, honey. Thank you.
Exponents, like for the last one, it's like 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so she's looking, let's look just at the A's on the last one, okay? So they start with a 4. Now keep talking to us, honey.
Well, that's it.
Okay.
So like the A's go 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the A's go 4, 3, 2, 1, none. Keep talking to me.
And then the B's go the opposite.
And the B's go the other way. So the B's go none, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it's the same over here. So the A's start high and go down, 3, 2, 1, none. The B's start low and go up, none, 1, 2, 3, etc. Who says I understand that? Okay, that's all we're going to do for now. So I want to talk about Pascal's triangle just a little bit. For a while, I was able to allow my students to use Pascal's triangle when doing these problems, and now I am no longer allowed to do that because if you use Pascal's, you're not really doing the binomial theorem, okay? So anyway, Pascal's triangle is this amazing triangle that has all these great patterns in it, okay? So everybody put a 1 at the top. And then down below that, put a 1, like this. It's important. The placement is important. So like that. The one above is in the middle of those. And then underneath that, you have a 1. And then see right here in the window of the 1 and 1, add the 1 and 1 together, and you get a 2. And then it's going to end in a 1. And the next one's going to be a 1. And then 2 plus 1 is a 3. 2 plus 1 is a 3, and it ends with a 1. This one right here is 1. Talk to me. What should I put here, guys? 4. Keep going. 6, 4, 1. Let's do another one. 1, 5. Tell me, guys. 10. I want to know if you guys are understanding. 10. Keep going, guys. 5 and 1. We could keep going, okay? So this very top number is called row 0. The next one is called row 1, then row 2, then row 3, then row 4, and then row 5. So if you know how to derive Pascal's formula, Pascal's triangle, then you can do these so fast. Look what you do, guys. This is to the 4th. Look at row 4. See those numbers? 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So you just write down those numbers. The A starts high and goes down, the B starts low and goes up, and you're done, okay? Let's do one more, just because I want to make sure you understand. Everybody go A plus B to the 5th. And we're going to use Pascal's triangle. So I want you to write 1, leave some room, plus 5, leave some room, plus 10, plus 10, plus 5, plus 1. Now the A's start high. So the A's are 5th, and then 4th, and then 3rd, and then 2nd, and then 1st, and then none. The B's start low. So none, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and I'm done. If you did that by hand, if you wrote A plus B out 5 times and multiplied that together, I bet it would take us like 7 minutes, and I bet we'd be wrong by the time we got there because there are so many places to mess it up. And we just did that in less than a minute. So it's a great little tool to help you to multiply things together, okay? Who says I understand? Let me see. Give me some feedback. Okay, great. Now, instead of using Pascal's triangle, you have to use this formula, okay? So it's called N combination J, and there's the formula right there. Now, before we do this, it's important that you guys understand what factorial means. So like if you have 3 factorial, that means 3 times 2 times 1, which is a 6. If you have 5 factorial, that's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and I believe that that is 120. Is it 120? Okay, thanks. Okay, so let's use this formula right here and apply it to question A. So on question A, just so you know, let's come up to the side and let's write down N is 3 and J is 1. Because the top one is the N and the bottom one is the J. And then all you're doing is just figuring out what that is right there. So it's N factorial, which is 3 factorial, divided by J factorial, which is 1 factorial, N minus J, that's 3 minus 1, which is 2 factorial. Now, you do have a factorial button on your calculator, and I'll show you in a second, but you don't need a factorial button. Just like you guys don't need a fraction button on this calculator, because you guys are way smarter than that. So 1 factorial is 1. So dividing by 1 doesn't do anything. Okay, so 3 factorial, guys, is 3 times 2 times 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. Well, then this 2, 1, and that 2 and 1 cancel out, so I can see that it's just equal to 3. Okay, let's do the next one. So go N factorial, that's 4 factorial, divided by J factorial, that's 2 factorial, multiplied by N minus J, that'd be 4 minus 2, which is 2 factorial. You can totally plug it in your calculator. I think it's just as easy to do it on your paper. So I'm going to go 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. On the bottom, 2 times 1 and 2 times 1. This 2, 1 cancels with that 2, 1. On top you have a 12. On bottom you have a 2. That gives me a 6, and I'm done. Okay, let's do the next one. N factorial, that's 8 factorial, divided by J factorial, that's 7 factorial, multiplied by 8 minus 7, which is 1 factorial. You guys should be able to look at that and tell me immediately what the answer is. You don't need the calculator. What is it? It's 8. Yep. The 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the top will cancel with the 7 factorial on the bottom, and you're done. Okay? All right, here is really the formula that you need right here. This is the big one, okay? So, you know how we started this lesson, you guys? And we had like a plus b to the 4th, and then we expanded that whole thing out using Pascal's. We're going to do the exact same thing, except we're going to use the binomial theorem now, okay? And it's going to be tougher, and I'm sorry, they won't let me use Pascal's, okay? So, expand this using two methods. So, Pascal's and the binomial theorem. You guys, I'm not going to do Pascal's, because we just ironically did it up above. Remember, we did this exact thing right underneath Pascal's triangle a few minutes ago. Who says, yeah, I remember we did it. Took us less than a minute, right? Okay, now we're going to expand it, and we're going to use the binomial theorem, okay? And you're going to feel frustrated when we're done that you can't not use Pascal's, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm just giving you a heads up. Do you see how I'm raising it to the 5th? Okay, so you go 5, 0, leave some room. And then you go 5, it's not comma, sorry, combination 0. And then 5 combination 1, leave some room. And then 5 combination 2, and then 5 combination 3, and then 5 combination 4, and then you end with 5 combination 5. Now, the A's start big. So the A's go 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then no B, no A. And the B's start low. So none, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. Okay? Now, I'm going to just let you guys do something here. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to just do a shortcut. I want you to come back up here where I gave you that formula right there. And I want you to write down the word combination. Now, I'm going to have you write something out. And then after we write it all out, we're going to talk about it. Because I'm actually not going to make you write it out when you do it. Okay. By the way, if folding your homework on this lesson, on this homework is difficult, don't worry about it. Okay. I'm going to take that 5, 0, 5 combination 0, and I'm going to apply the formula. Okay. So you take the top number, which is a 5, factorial, divided by the bottom number, which is 0, factorial, times 5 minus 0, which is 5, factorial, and that's a to the 5th. Do the next one. Top number, factorial, that's 5 factorial, divided by 1 factorial. 5 minus 1 is 4 factorial. A to the 4th, B. Do the next one. 5 factorial, divided by 2 factorial. 5 minus 2 is 3 factorial. A to the 3rd, B to the 2nd. Do the next one. 5 factorial, divided by 3 factorial. 5 minus 3 is 2 factorial, a to the 2nd, b to the 3rd. Do the next one. 5 factorial divided by 4 factorial multiplied by 5 minus 4, which is 1 factorial, a times b to the 4th. Last one, 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. 5 minus 5 is 0 factorial, b to the 5th. Who says, I understand what we just did? Okay. I'm not going to make you write that line down. I wrote it down once because I want you to understand, but there's actually a button that will compute it. So we're going to use the button. Okay. So right here, do you see how I'm doing a 5 combination 0? Here's what you do. Everybody hit 5, then hit PRB, and then go to the right 1. That's combination. Hit enter. Put in a 0, hit enter, and I know that that's a 1. So that pink stuff that I just highlighted is a 1. 1 times a to the 5th is a to the 5th. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, this one that I'm highlighting right here in yellow. So you're just going to go 5, PRB, right, enter, 1, enter, and you get a 5. So it'd be 5, a to the 4th B. The next guy, highlighting right here in purple. So go 5, PRB, right, enter, 2, enter, and you get a 10. So that's going to be a 10, a to the 3rd, b to the 2nd. The next guy right here in green is going to be 5, PRB, right, enter, 3, enter. That gives me a 10, a to the 2nd, b to the 3rd. The next guy, 5, PRB, right, enter, 4, enter. That's a 5, a, b to the 4th. The last guy is going to be 5, PRB, right, enter, 5, enter, and you get a 1, b to the 5th. That's my answer, and I'm done. So all this stuff right here, I'm not even going to make you write. I just want you to understand where it comes from. Okay? Okay, the next one's tougher. Lots of people have problems with this, so I want you to watch closely. I actually want you to write this up above. Okay, do an asterisk and write the word parentheses. And then maybe do like a whole bunch of asterisks around it or a whole bunch of explanations. That is the reason people miss this. It's because they don't put the parentheses. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is exponent is a 4. So we're going to go 4, 0. Leave some room. 4, 1. Leave some room. 4, 2. 4, 3. And end with 4, 4. Now, here's the challenging part. This is not an A, and that is not a B. Bless you. If it were just A's and B's, it'd be super easy. So you have to take that 2x, which is really my A, and you have to put it in parentheses and follow the pattern. So you have to put the 2x in parentheses and start at high. Then take the 2x in parentheses and go down 1. 2x in parentheses and go to the 2nd. 2x in parentheses, go to the 1st, and then no 2x. The negative 3 must also be in parentheses. So first I have none. Then I have 1. Then I have 2. Then I have 3. And then I have 4. If you, like right here, see this, just look right here for 2 seconds. See that guy I just put the arrow to? If you don't put the parentheses, it's 2x to the 3rd. If you do put the parentheses, which you're supposed to, then it's what, everybody? What is it? 8x to the 3rd. Yeah, the 2 is cubed and the x is cubed. Okay, we're going to just do the whole thing in our calculator. Okay, grab your calculator. Everybody go 4, PRB, right, enter, 0, enter. I got a 1. Now, I'm going to hit times. I'm going to hit the multiply button. Then I'm going to go parenthesis 2. I'm not putting the x in. I'm putting the numbers in. Then I'm going to close that off. I'm going to raise it to the 4th, and I hit enter, and I get 16. So this first term right here is 16x to the 4th. Let's do the next one. Okay, everybody go 4. PRB, right, enter, 1, enter. Then hit times, parenthesis. 2, close it, raise it to the 3rd, parenthesis. Negative 3, close it, enter, and I got negative 96. And that would be x to the 3rd. Now I'm going to do this guy right here in yellow. Okay? Let's do it together. 4, PRB, right, enter, 2, enter. Times, parenthesis. 2, close it, x squared. Parenthesis, negative 2, close it, x squared, enter, and I get a plus 216 and it's going to be x to the second. Take a second and raise your hand up high if you're following me. I'm going to see if we're okay. Do a big raise. Let me see. Okay. No, you girls? Okay. If your calculators are giving you weird answers, then you're putting it in wrong. So let's do this pink one together. Okay? Go slower. Yes. Thank you for asking me, because I don't know if you don't tell me. Okay. 4. PRB. Right. Enter. 3. Enter. Times. Parenthesis. 2. Close it. Parenthesis. -3. Close it. Raise it to the third. Hit enter. And I got a -216. And that is going to be x. Okay. Now this guy right here. 4. PRB. Right. Enter. 4. Enter. Times. Parenthesis. -3. Close it. Raise it to the fourth. Hit enter. And I get a positive 81. And I don't have any variable with it. So it's a plus 81. And I'm done. Okay. Who says got it? Let me see. Okay. Now, I don't even think that we've done what it is that's going to be on your final. Which one is highlighted? Is it coming up in a minute? Yes, the last one. So these are the ones that I think you should focus on. Could the other ones be? Of course they could. But the one that's highlighted is still coming, okay? This is just a little tricky at first, but you're going to be fine. It's just a manipulation of numbers. That's all this is, okay? Up above, I want you to write this down, okay? I want you to have it right in front of you. Sorry. Okay, right up above this, I want you to write this down again, okay? So go a plus b to the n power is equal to n combination j multiplied by a to the n minus j multiplied by b to the j power. That's the formula we have to use. I know it looks horrible. It's not that horrible, okay? Okay, so we're doing x plus 2 to the 8th. So in x plus 2 to the 8th, just so you know, your a is an x, your b is a 2, and your n is an 8. They want the coefficient of the x to the 5th. Okay, now watch closely. Everybody just listen for a second. They're not asking me to expand the whole thing. I'm not going to go 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. I'm not doing that. All I want is the one that has the x to the 5th with it, okay? So watch what we're going to do. Do you see this 8 right here, the exponent of 8? That always goes at the top, okay? And then the x has to be raised to a certain power, and the 2 also has to be raised to a certain power, okay? Now, if you read the question, they want the power of the x to be 5. So I know this has to be a 5, okay? Now, here comes the tricky part, so watch. That 5 is represented by n minus j. Well, I know that n is 8. So 8 minus what gives me my 5? What is that?
3.
That's a 3. So I know my j must be 3. Therefore, this must be 3 right there. Because this exponent, if I lost you right there, look, this exponent is supposed to be this guy minus this guy. Well, 8 minus 3 is a 5. And then the only thing I have to do to finish it is my b is supposed to be raised to the j power. Well, my b is the 2, and my j is a 3, so it's supposed to be raised to the 3rd power. So that's my setup. So it's just like this little puzzle, okay? We're going to do more, don't worry. Grab your calculator. Everybody go 8 PRB, right, enter, 3, enter. Am I going to put x to the 5th in my calculator? No. But I'm going to go times parenthesis 2, close it, raise it to the 3rd, hit enter, and I get 448 x to the 5th. Now, what they want is the coefficients. That's not the whole thing. The coefficient is just the numerical part of that. So the coefficient is 448. Now, I want to say a few things about this before we move on. If they say find the term, then the answer would be 448x to the 5th. If they say something like a representation, actually, let's look at how they say this. Yeah, an expression, this one. Write an expression, okay? And you don't have to worry about simplifying it. So take that representation and just get rid of it. And write down the word expression. I knew it was something like that. So expression. Then the answer would be 8 combination 3, x to the 5th, 2 to the 3rd. So this is if they ask coefficient. This is if they ask term. This if they ask for an expression. And you don't have to simplify it. Okay? Okay, let's do the next one. Find the 5th term in the expansion. Okay? Now, this one's a little more tricky. You can do it a couple of different ways. Okay? Guys, look. The first one's going to be 10, 0. That's the first term. The second term is going to be 10, 1. The third term is going to be 10, 2. The fourth term is going to be 10, 3. Therefore, the fifth term is going to be 10, 4. So now I know that I'm doing 10 combination 4. The number one reason that people miss this is because they don't do the parentheses. To see how the value of a is a 2 and a y, you have to put parentheses around the 2y. Take your 3 and put parentheses around the 3 as well. Now the formula says that the exponent of the 2y is 10 minus 4. So 10 minus 4 is 6. And tell me what exponent goes here with the 3, everybody. What's my exponent right here?
4.
It's a 4. Good. If they asked you for the expression, you're done. That's the answer. They want the term. So that just means put it in your calculator. So everybody go 10, PRB, right, enter, 4, enter, times parenthesis, 2, close it, raise it to the 6th, parenthesis, 3, close it, raise it to the 4th, hit enter, and you get 1088640. That is over 1 million. If they ask for the coefficient, that would be your answer. They didn't ask us either one of those. They asked me term. That means they want the whole thing. So it's 1,888,640 y to the, what's the y going to be to the guys? Yep, look at the formula. It's to the 6th. That's my answer. If you understand that, you're home free. It's not going to get any tougher, for sure. Who says I'm good? I'm good. Okay, yay. Find the 6th term. You tell me. The 6th term is going to be 9 combination. Do you know what it is?
5.
It's 5. It's 1 less than that term number. 9 combination 5. 90, 91, 92, 93, blah, blah, blah. In parentheses, put the 1. In parentheses, put negative 3a squared. What is the exponent of the 1? There are almost 40 people in this room. So 40 people answer me. What is the exponent of the 1?
4.
It's a 4. 9 minus 5 is a 4. Tell me the exponent over here. 5. Do they want the expression? No. So I must continue, right? Or do they want the, yeah, it said expression, right? Everybody go 9, PRB, right, enter, 5, enter. Do I really have to hit times 1 to the 4th? Do I need to put that in there? No, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to go times parenthesis, -3, close it, raise it to the 5th, hit enter. So I get negative 30,618. Is that my answer?
No.
No, because it says term. So term means make the variable come with it. So this would be a to the, somebody tell me, a to the what? What is it? It's 10th. 2 times 5 is 10. That's your answer. Yes.
Why did we square the negative 3?
Say it again.
Why did we square the negative 3 in parentheses when we put it in calculator?
Because the a is squared. And yeah, if you look right here, honey, you can see that the a is squared and the 3 is not. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Okay, let's do the next one. Find the 4th term. So the 4th term, so guys, just in case anybody's confused, first one 60, second one 61, third one 62, fourth one 63. It's always one less than the term number, okay? In parentheses, 4x squared, in parentheses, -1. 6 subtract 3 is a 3. That's the exponent of the 4x squared. The bottom number is a 3. That goes right there. They want the term, so I have to keep going. So I'm going to go 6 PRB, right, enter, 3, enter, times parenthesis, 4, close it, raise it to the 3rd, parenthesis, -1, close it, raise it to the 3rd, hit enter. I get negative 1,280. Is that my answer?
No.
If it was my answer, what would the question have said?
Coefficient.
Find the coefficient. This is going to be x to the, talk to me guys, 6 is correct. I think this is easy. Don't you? It's just like a manipulation of numbers. That's all it is. Okay. Find the term that contains the m to the 8th. So this one's different. Outside exponent, this guy right here is a 5. So I know it's going to be 5 something. In parentheses, a 1. In parentheses, a -5m squared. I want my m to be to the 8th. So is this exponent right here an 8? Is that right?
No.
What is it? It's a 4. Because 2 times 4 is 8. So that's a 4. So if that's a 4, then what's my number that goes right here underneath the 5? That's the 4. And then the exponent of the 1 is 5 minus 4, which is 1. You could check it. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4th power. 4 times 2 is 8. I'm good to go. They want the whole term. So everybody go 5 PRB, right, enter, 5, enter, times 1 to the 4th. I'm not putting it in. So parenthesis, -5, close it, raise it to the 4th, hit enter, and I get 3,125. They want the whole term. So 2 times 4 is 8. That's my answer, and that's enough work. Done. Okay, this is the one that's highlighted. Am I correct? Okay, and then we're done. Last example. Did you think this day would ever come? Did you think this moment would ever come? It's here. Okay, here we go. Write an expression to find the term containing the m to the 8th. Okay, let's put our little combination parentheses. Everybody in the room, tell me the top number that goes here. It's a 35 because it's raised to the 35th. In parentheses, 2m. In parentheses, a -3. They want the m to be raised to the 5th. So this must be 5th, right? To find the number that goes underneath the 35, you go 35 minus what gives me 5. What's the answer? 30. So this bottom number is a 30, and that bottom number is supposed to be over there. Guess what? That's your answer. Because all they want is the expression. We're done. Yay. Oh my heck.